was hot. Hey, this is Matthew Harvey here with the 12 o'clock Siren, recording live at the 903 Broadband Studios at Cowboy Corner on the southeast side of the downtown Leonard Square. On my left hand is James Underinsured Hartley.
But I bet we can fix that today. What do you bet?
We might be able to.
Yeah. Man, I don't know what to do with myself. It's like daylight outside. There's no barley pops being cracked.
I know. This is actually the first podcast we've actually done at noon.
During business hours.
At 12 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't put that
this
together.
Is about a year and a half into it.
Yeah, man. It's been a little bit.
Been a little bit. We've been busy.
Yeah.
COVID's been around. Pandemic's going on, but we have somebody in the studio today.
We do. And who is that, Matthew?
We've got Texas Farm Bureau Insurance of Fannin County out of Bonham, Texas. I'd like to introduce the agency manager, Matt Wolf.
Hey, Matt. How are you?
Great. Hey, appreciate you guys having us on.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for coming in.
And I'm glad we got an audience, too, to give us that ovation.
Yeah, they're slow.
That was great.
Slow to react at noon today.
Yeah. Well, that's all right.
They're also concerned about the timing of it. They don't know what to do with themselves either.
Well, that's great. No, like I said, I appreciate you guys having us on. It's an honor to be here with you guys and kind of talk a little bit about what we do and who we are. And does that mean
that is
the
actual
time's up?
12 o'clock siren right there. Yeah, show's
Oh.
over. Thank you very much. It's been a blast.
Well, that was as much fun for me as it was for y'all, I guess.
I'm having deja vu here.
Yeah. So, Bonham, Texas, huh? That's where you're at?
That's where we're located. We service all of Fannin County. Our office is in Bonham, but we are, our vision is to kind of put a satellite office where we can service pretty much all of Fannin County. I know it's hard for some people, in the Leonard area or Trenton or places like that to really get out to Bonham. So, what we try to do, we try to travel. So we come over here a couple times a week, month, and try to get with all of our insureds over in this area. So eventually the plan would be to, possibly put another office somewhere here in Fannin County where we can better service our customers. Yeah.
Cool. And we met you guys at the Chamber of Commerce lunch this past month, you and Beth.
Yes, that's right.
I guess you're interested here in town.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get connected.
Well,
right?
it is, and we, kind of what Texas Farm Bureau stands for. I mean, we want to be active in communities, and community involvement's huge. It's part of our vision and part of who we are. Obviously, if it helps the bottom line, that's great. But kind of who we are and what we stand for, we're just that's what it is.
Sure.
Our background's in agriculture, and obviously Fannin County has
Plenty
a lot
of
of
that
agriculture. Yeah, but we just want to help communities, and that's what we do.
Cool. Who'd you bring with you?
So I've got most of our agents here with us. Starting over there on my far left is Beth Tircuit. She is the most senior agent in our office.
Was there an eye roll there?
I was waiting on how that was going to come out.
She's actually been with Fannin County the longest out of all of us. She's been here 5 years.
Yeah.
Is that
Soon
right?
to be 6.
Yeah. And the newest agent that started January of 19, Corey Fagen, and Clay, who is also a fairly new agent, was actually in Fannin County before I was. He started June of 2019. Clay Weineke. So we are missing one, Bryan White. He was unable to join us today, but got a pretty good crew here.
Cool. Welcome to the Leonard Square, guys and gals.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Glad to have
Cowboy Corner.
That's it. Yeah.
So you cover all of Fannin County. Living here for so long, I should know the geography better than I do, but where's kind of like the eastern boundary? Because it gets pretty rural out there, doesn't it?
Honey Grove?
Yeah, I guess Honey Grove. And
Yeah.
Grove, Wolf City.
Yeah.
Yeah, parts of Wolf City, Ladonia.
Yeah.
You kind of get.
Is telephone in?
Oh
Yeah, telephone
absolutely.
Texas.
Yeah, so almost all the way would be the Red River, that
Right.
direction.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I live in the direct community, which is, I guess, probably pretty far east. Is that right?
You're right on that border,
And
right
it's-
there with Lamar County. So.
Yeah, and it's right there, kind of on the Fannin County line too. So,
And
yeah.
where is that?
Well,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Telephone. And keep
Oh,
going.
Gotcha.
So,
Wow.
but
I'm
yeah,
unfamiliar.
Yeah.
That's home of Hell on the Red
It
hot
is.
sauce.
We have
Yeah.
some of that in our
Not
fridge right
mistaken.
now.
Yeah.
So, ag's obviously a focus for you guys, but you kind of do everything, right?
That's right. I'm gonna turn it over to one of my agents. Let them do some talking. But yeah, they can kind of tell you a little more about what we do and things like that. So
Sure.
one of you gals, take it away.
All right.
All right. Well, this is Clay, the agent that joined in June of 2019. So I guess I know just about everything I need to know about home, auto, and life insurance.
There you go, man.
He's
but
funny,
yes.
guys.
No, we definitely focus on that. We want to lift that up first and foremost. But we do center all of our insurances around home, auto, life insurance. Pretty much anything you can name, we do it. You just got to give us a shot.
Sure.
Pretty much.
Sure. What within ag, what are some of the areas of focus, I should say? Like, people have ag insurance. Is that just what you say? I mean, is that the umbrella, or are there different, kind of parts to that?
Let me take that one.
Okay.
So we offer, of course, everything that has to do with ag. So
Sure.
the land, the equipment, the cattle, your home, your barns. And one of the great things about Texas Farm Bureau is because that is our forte, so to speak.
Sure.
We offer a product called the Texas Ag Advantage. And what it does to advantage our clients is having one policy that includes your liability, that includes all of your equipment, that includes all of your barns, your home,
Sure.
animal collision. I mean, a little bit of everything. And it's a really fantastic product.
6 years of experience will get you a sales pitch like that.
That sounds good. No, I was just thinking it's funny. Probably a lot of our friends in the Metroplex and stuff have never thought about animal collision insurance.
Right?
I did catch that. I thought that's
a
what
real
that meant.
thing out here.
Well,
Yeah.
so think about it. You're covered as a farmer when a cow gets out because you have to show neglect, right?
Sure.
Fences are down.
Right.
But what happens?
Whoa.
Whoa.
When you hit the
What
mic with
happens
your left
when you hit the mic
with a
and
left
talk with
hook.
your hands?
Is that covered?
Is that covered, right? Thank you. I don't know how to work these things.
Good.
What happens for the farmer with the value of the cow,
Right.
right? He's out.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
right now they're
that's-
too dang cheap, so it's not out much money, but
No, but it is,
No,
market
I'm
price
kidding.
of the day. So
Sure.
he's not at a total loss.
yeah, no, I get you.
How many claims do you get on that a year?
Not,
It's got to be a few.
there's a few. I wouldn't say we are overwhelmed with them.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I
expect
mean,
that.
ranchers are really good at keeping their fences in.
I would assume.
But if
yeah.
a bull wants out or a cow wants out, they're getting out.
They get out, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do those policies cover actual loss due to, drought or anything like that, or is that more of a government subsidy deal?
It can be a government subsidy, and we do have a product within that Texas Ag Advantage that would actually cover mortality of a cow not being hit by a car. So if they got struck by lightning or something like that, and we do have a clause in there that we could, an endorsement, if you will, that we can put in there that would cover things like that.
Yeah. Okay.
What would your advice be? Say Matthew and I want to go start a ranch, right? And we say we have no experience, we have no idea what we're doing, but man, we want to raise some beef. What what advice do you give to somebody taking on that sort of role?
Well, not necessarily in the advice giving role as far as starting your own ranch, but what I can say.
I mean, within your purview. Is
Yeah,
what I mean.
yeah.
Whenever you want to start something, just to preface this, whenever you have a good idea and you want to start something, somebody always says, yeah, but what about the insurance?
Exactly.
It's a running joke in my life because every time I come up with the best ideas, they say, what about the insurance? That's a terrible idea. I'm like, well, people jump out of planes.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It ain't impossible.
That's
So-
exactly right. And we actually have something in our a question in our life insurance, bringing that up that, do you skydive on a regular basis? And not necessarily that we would not cover you, but we want to make sure.
Know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I enjoy a snifter of port at Christmas.
No, but, obviously you want to seek the best advice you can whenever you start anything new. Do a lot of homework, also look at markets and things like that. But, as far as insurance goes, you want to get with somebody that deals with agriculture on a day in and day basis. I mean, Allstate and Geico and those people, not talking bad about any of them, but they just don't see the agriculture that a farm bureau does.
That's why I underlined farm right here on my notes.
Yeah. Do you ever, as agents, do y'all ever run across anybody that when you're sitting there having a conversation with them, you're just like, oh man, this is going to be a tricky situation, like Matthew and I, we've got no experience, but we're going to take this on, Is there things that make y'all go, oof?
Corey, you being the newest, won't you jump in on that one? You probably can answer that one better.
Does anything make you nervous when you're talking to people?
Wow. It seems like when I started, I did get all the unique cases that I would I would run into Matt's office and go, hey, I have this client that called and this is what they're needing. And he would just kind of shake his head and say, well,
yeah.
Of course the new guy gets this. Man, you're putting me on the spot, and I'm kind of freezing up here can't think of examples. But I do want to say, I know we've talked a lot about farm and ranch, kind of on a side note, but and it does confuse folks that that's all we do. But like for example, homeowners, just a straight homeowners policies, we write a lot of those in and outside of the county. We can write in pretty much the entire state of Texas. We service clients all over the state, and our home rates right now are one thing that we really are proud of. They're we very competitive, save people lots of money. I also want to say, you made a comment about animal collision and people in the city. So those friends and family members and clients I do have business on in the city, when I'm explaining their auto coverage and I talk about collision coverage and comprehensive, I usually use the example of, like if you're driving down the road and you hit a wild hog or a deer, and I always get that strange look like they don't understand what that is.
Why would I ever do that? Yeah.
Right. So I guess we have to customize our approach with our client based upon where they live and their experience. So
that's awesome. We kind of had been focused on ag. What I don't know. I mean, Texas Farm Bureau has been around for a long time, right? Because I mean, I remember as a little kid seeing the signs and stuff around.
The one on 380 is the reason I know how to spell bureau.
Yeah.
That's true. Right? I remember it from being like 5 years old.
Yeah. So, and obviously y'all subsidize or y'all focus on the ag stuff. But when you're talking about insurance, what are some of the things that you tell people? Because there's probably a hefty skepticism sometimes about insurance. Like why you need it, why it's a good idea. I mean, definitely. I have life insurance now, but as a 22-year-old, I was kind of like, I'm not spending $300 a month on this or whatever. What's kind of the value proposition of this?
Well, I think we can all probably chime in on this, but
if you had started when you were 22, you'd be borrowing against it right now.
That's exactly right.
Is that the answer?
I mean, well,
I may have already done that.
I mean, depending.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
If you needed it.
The cool thing I like to tell is the story of how Walt Disney, he went to multiple banks and tried to pitch this idea of a talking mouse, and of course all the banks were like, no. But he did have a cash value life insurance policy, and he said, you know what, I'll just do it on my own, and he borrowed against his policy. And I mean, I don't think anybody's calling Walt Disney an idiot now.
Nope.
But
right.
But yeah, there is value obviously in starting at 22 years old. If for nothing else, it's cheaper. You know. But
well, thanks for bringing up the life insurance part of that. We do enjoy taking care of people's home and their auto and all those kinds of things, but often people do overlook the life insurance piece of it. It's actually my favorite product to talk about and sell. Coming from the medical background as a nurse for the last 20 years, I've seen lots of tragedy, not to go negative or be negative or dark, but
that's what it's for.
Worked in the ER and seen lots of tragedy, and nobody that ever came in there and had a crisis ever planned on that happening that day. Mm-hmm. And so like to talk to folks about being proactive with that and protecting their family and making sure that, if something were to happen to them or their spouse in their absence, could they stay in that house, continue to live that same lifestyle that they have. if they're not around. And so if if they have any hesitation or doubt, we like to talk with folks about that and just walk them through a process that helps them determine what that need is. A lot of people think they have it covered through work. Work policies are great, but they don't always follow you if you leave that job. And companies nowadays, when they look to cut costs, sometimes they reevaluate benefits, and that's sometimes something that's pulled out from underneath
Sure.
An employee. So, when you're in control of it yourself and you own it yourself, you have a fixed rate, and it goes with you no matter where you go. So,
Gotcha. And maybe this is I don't know if this is a faux pas to ask or anything, but is there sort of a grand algorithm that we can kind of talk about on a high level of how much somebody should be insured, or is this require an office visit, or is it something we can talk about high level on the show? So
Well, I don't know if I'm the right one to go here or not. We do, as agents, visit with our clients and help them in the process of figuring out what it is that needs to be covered. What
Sure.
are your concerns?
Right.
What is it, if we lost Dad's paycheck today, would need to be taken care of? What children are involved? Are there weddings that you would want to make sure are taken care of? College.
Sure.
There's so many things to go into that it is our job to sit down and help you figure out what that is.
Sure.
And if you've never had what we call a needs analysis, I think it's smart that everybody does it. Because you just
go into
don't
the
start
needs
thinking
analysis.
about
I've
that.
not heard of that. I mean, that's kind of what you were getting at, right? I mean,
Right.
what are
Nobody thinks about what it is that needs to be taken care of.
Yeah. What are those checkpoints on a 30-year-old couple raising two kids that are 5 years old or so?
Well, I mean, you went through the whole list right there. It's a couple working
Right.
together. They have two incomes supporting a family, and there's no family nowadays that I know of that gets off with one income.
very few.
Very few. There are some lucky ones out there, but and even more for that person, they probably need more life insurance because they're the sole breadwinner. But yeah, there's no cookie cutter response to how much life insurance someone needs. You have to sit down with someone who knows what they're talking about, who can ask the right questions for you personally, and get to the nitty gritty. And it is uncomfortable sometimes because you are talking about mortality.
Yeah.
And when you face that a little bit, sometimes it can get uncomfortable, but it's 100% probably the most important insurance you will buy, and probably the most important meeting you'll have with your insurance agent.
My parents always get uncomfortable when I ask about their life insurance too. I don't know.
Well, think about this. We have home insurance. We have auto insurance. We have auto because we legally have to. We have home insurance because, what if the house blew away tomorrow? Heck, most of us have insurance on our phones because we drop it. But the one certain claim you will make in your life is death.
Right.
And do we have that covered?
The thing I always like to talk about, and just going back and hitting the needs analysis a little bit, is what's your most or your biggest asset. And the most common answer I get is, well, our house. It's
No, yeah, it's
300,000.
your wife.
Yeah, well, it's your paycheck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your biggest asset. Could your family survive without that? So, again, we try to come up with a customized plan. I mean, there's going back to the cookie cutter. There's not a cookie cutter. I mean, your Dave Ramsey's and things like that. They're going to say, 10 years of your income. Well, is that really what that person's want? Do they really need 10 years, or do they need 5 years, or do they need more? So, going through the needs analysis, the things that we take into account are, if you were to die today, your first expense is your final expense. How much is that going to cost for us to pay that funeral off? And then what about your mortgage? Do you want to leave your spouse with a home, or do you want to leave them with a payment? What do you want to leave there? And then same thing with debt. How much debt do you have? We need to make sure that's taken care of, so we're not paying off that, we're not paying debt every month. And then kind of the one that really gets me, and the one that I really wanted to make sure my family was taken care of, because in all actuality, my wife could afford to pay the debt, afford to pay the mortgage.
Sure.
But kind of the picture I paint is, if I wasn't there to walk my daughter down the aisle on her wedding day, I want to make sure that Daddy took care of that. So, that's the one that really tugs at me the most, and that's what I really wanted to take care of.
So how do these life insurance in particular, maybe other policies, hold up in a post-COVID era? y'all affected?
Yeah, have y'all seen
Have
a
to
lot
been
of
affected some sort of way in that?
Not really any effect. I mean, there's some general questioning in regards to an application in the process of that, but really in terms of post-COVID, nah. Not really.
COVID-related death or anything like that? Like is
No.
No, they have added a requirement on there that, does the person have COVID if they had COVID within the last 30 days? And it's not an automatic decline. What they like to see is a little longer. So if you were diagnosed with COVID, then
I had COVID in August.
So you would be out of that window now. So,
technically he's more insurable.
I would think.
That's what I would think. But no, there's not a decline, and there's not a we're not going to pay it because it was COVID related death. That's not the case. What's crazy, and maybe this has, I guess, been good for us, but we've seen an increase in policies being sold because of COVID. I mean,
and I kind of figured that might
imagine.
be happening too.
Yeah.
That was kind of why I posed that question.
It's definitely affected some businesses negatively, but there's been some uptick in other areas.
Well, it's a reality check, when something like this happens, that you lose your job, you are out for. If you're in the service industry now, you're stuck. Of course, you probably didn't have insurance either.
But
that's from the
interesting.
insurance.
You bring that up.
Service industry.
Is there like job insurance? Like, I'll lose my job.
I was
tomorrow.
just thinking that. That's funny. I thought it was maybe a dumb question to ask because it seems
like a short-term disability or something like that. Where it's like, well, I lost my job.
Well, it depends on if you lost your job or if you got fired from it, right?
Sure.
Is it your fault or?
But then the insurance companies would have to check out your employer and see if that company is a reliable company to insure your job.
Yeah.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And we do offer like long-term care, short-term disability, long-term disability, and things like that. We do offer those products. We really are kind of, I hate to say this one-stop shop, but we really are. I mean, if you need a home insured, if you need a farm insured, if you need your life, disability, whatever the case may be, health insurance, if you need any of that covered, you can call any of us and we can write all of that business. So going back, is your paycheck protected due to a disability? Because that could actually be worse than dying.
Right.
Being disabled and unable to work. So that is something that we do offer is the disability that would at least protect that.
Sure.
Were you just talking about like a layoff situation?
Yeah, or that. I mean,
not really. Disability, but like a layoff situation. Insurance on that, is that even a thing?
Not that I really am aware of.
I think Bernie Sanders proposed it.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Bernie Madoff. It's like, that makes sense.
Sounds like another one of your great business ideas.
The insurance on that's going to be terrible.
I'm not sure how reinsurance companies would do with that, but
probably be a very expensive policy.
If it's not been done, it's probably not a good idea.
I guess
I don't
we
know
could
if
go.
Farm Bureau would be competing with you in that market.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not open to anything. That's the last thing I'm going to insure.
I guess we throw another pitch for life insurance. If you have a cash value life insurance policy, you got some cash sitting in that account.
Yeah,
you could live off that.
That was
a cool feature too.
That was a good answer there.
Yeah.
I like that.
And a pretty good pitch too, right?
Yeah, that's it.
We do have a waiver of premium option on our policies too. So if you were laid off, unable to make that payment, we could waive that premium for extended period of time. That way the policy doesn't cancel. And so there's a lot of great features in the products that we do offer.
Sure.
Gotcha. You guys mentioned community involvement, and I'd like to thank you for donating the stuff for the Leonard Picnic scavenger hunt thing this past summer. You guys did the thermometers and
There was a little bit of everything
koozies
in there.
and
Yeah,
all
there was
kinds of
quite a few
stuff.
things in there. Mhm.
Yeah, I hit all that stuff around town, and people picked it up, and hopefully picked all of it up.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna pitch the community stuff over to our like community number one aficionado. I guess you could say Corey's done an outstanding job in the Bonham community, and Beth's also been involved over here in Leonard, and Farm Bureau's involved in a couple different chambers, but Corey is kind of as far as when it gets out and getting into the community, he's done an outstanding job. So I'm gonna let him kind of.
Thank you, sir.
He's like, no, that's it. That's all it is.
Right. No, I do have. I would be remiss if I didn't at least throw out some stuff going on. If you have a chance, the Bonham Area Chamber of Commerce, which I'm a I'm on the board there. We've put together a really neat, since we're not having a Christmas parade due to, unfortunately, that bad word, that C word. We have decided to do a Christmas in Candyland, kind of a walkthrough. What's the word? Walkthrough.
Almost like a corn maze or something.
Yeah, kind of like that. It's we have the Christmas tree. It's all just off the square in
Stroll.
Bonham. A stroll, yeah, it's kind of a stroll.
Yeah.
Has a lighted Christmas tree, and lots of Christmas lights out. It's open every evening from right at dark till about 9 o'clock, weather pending. It's a great event to go out to and take photographs and post selfies on Facebook, and people have really been enjoying that. And we also have the Chambers putting on speaking of a stroll, the wine stroll, and this Saturday actually.
Cool.
Tickets are on sale online. Just go to the Bonham Chamber website, and you can get your tickets online. It's gonna be a great event. I think it starts at 6 o'clock and goes till you finish. It's gonna be food and lots of different tastings going on.
Now go till you finish. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah.
I mean, is that like
That's a challenge.
I didn't mean finish. I didn't mean finish the bottle. I just meant finish the stroll, the tour.
Okay. I was getting excited there. I was like, I'm going to do this.
So those are two great events going on right now, and
Stroll is on the square. Where was the lit walk?
so it's actually at just off the square at the Legend Bank parking lot. It's off of, was that Center Street?
That is center.
Center Street.
Straight across from Fix and Feed right
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Right
Okay.
across
Yeah.
Fix and Feed.
By the
And,
coffee
got
shop.
Got a board member
Yes, stay grounded.
that works at Fix and Feed, so I better give them a shout out as well.
Yeah.
I've talked about Fix and Feed more in the past 2 months than I ever have in my life. I didn't know about it until 2 months ago.
Man, it's great.
I've been in there. I've bought stuff there and had weird conversations about it.
Great prices on dog food right now.
I had a conversation about Fix and Feed where the guy blanked on the place, and I was like, Fix and Feed. And he was like, yes! I was so
Well,
proud of myself. Anyway,
Yeah.
Well, we made multiple trips. Myself and another board member, Chance Peeler, had to walk over there several times to get things, zip ties and concrete blocks, and they pretty much have everything you need to put up a Christmas decoration event. So
cool. I think the coffee shop's doing a arts and crafts fair next week on Saturday.
I believe she is. I know she's having Santa down at her clothing store down
Yeah.
off the square too. So.
Yeah, we'll be up there doing popcorn, and my wife's doing the cocoa bombs up there. Anyway,
Very
we'll
good.
be on Bonham
Very good.
next week.
Well, we were talking
Sorry,
about
sidebar.
what we service in the area, some of the things that we've been involved in, with Leonard and Bonham. Let me tell you a little bit about what we do at our office. We are big into social media, obviously. We have a Facebook page. We like to do business spotlights once a week. One of the reasons we're over here, because we not only want to do this with you guys, but we want to spotlight you, through Farm Bureau. We are having a nightly book reading, Christmas book reading.
Okay.
So we're doing live feeds for that every night through Christmas Day at 8 o'clock.
Christmas and Hanukkah?
And Hanukkah. I'm sorry.
thank
in our
Let me
jammies by the fire.
Well, I don't know
Say it
about
again,
the
sorry.
jammy part, but some of us won't be in our jammies.
Well, now that's getting ridiculous.
What else do we have
So
going
that
on? We
live
just
book
had
reading,
Santa.
you live book reading from the office, I guess.
No,
or
at our homes.
Oh, okay.
So each
So it's a-
night, one of us will do a reading.
one of you guys do the reading live on your business
cool.
page.
Yeah,
that's
no,
a pretty good idea.
absolutely.
I like that.
Absolutely.
I was going to try to pull it up, but I guess I can do that off air since nobody on air can see that, right?
That is
True.
true.
This
Yeah,
is
we
not
can-
live.
Well, we can
But if
share.
you're not
we can share
following
one of
our
them to the
Facebook
page.
page, please do it.
I just did.
Very
actually.
good. Yeah,
Yep.
we do a lot of fun things. So on our business spotlight, we usually have giveaways involved with that business every week. What else?
Recently had this past weekend we had Santa Claus at our office and had free pictures with Santa.
Oh, cool.
And did some giveaways there as well.
Absolutely. Now, do we have anything else new coming up?
Speaking of Santa, and I don't want to give away too big of a deal, but Santa may make an appearance on our Facebook page in our nightly reading that we do.
Nice.
So
Exciting.
that could be something kids might get up for, right?
Absolutely.
I hate to get away from the Santa talk, but I did have an insurance question that just kind of popped in my head. You were talking about events. is there such a thing as event insurance,
Oh,
like
yeah.
5Ks and 10Ks and whatnot?
Funny you should ask. So
Did I read that right? No, I'm kidding.
So we do provide that actually, and for example, the Christmas in Candyland is something that we were able to provide insurance for, so that if someone, came on the property and was injured during their time there, then that would be something that would cover. So yeah, special event insurance for So whenever Matt says one-stop shop, exactly one-stop shop, commercial, special event.
So
that's if you're hosting the event.
Concerts.
Because I go to a lot of events as a Jeep product. I go to a lot of Jeep shows and get vendor booths and stuff. And a lot of times, Texas Motor Speedway always asks for, was it like a 1 million, 2 million aggregate, whatever
Absolutely.
it is. I'm just spitting out jargon. I have no clue what it means, but is that close enough?
Aggregate
They're going to
means
offer
total.
you a job.
Right? Yeah, I know. You never know.
So are you looking?
Yeah.
No, that's one thing I just didn't expect or didn't, foresee. I mean, of course, you got to have insurance, but just didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. So I guess, like, say if the 12 o'clock Siren wanted to host a fun run one day, y'all would be the folks to talk to. Let's what does this look like, and getting this insured and whatnot. So
Absolutely.
okay, awesome. Sorry, I took sidebar. I just wanted to get that out there.
Hey, no worries. Where are you guys located exactly in Bonham?
We are at 1300
Okay.
North State Highway 121.
121. So what part of that of 121 is that? Just
Smack in the middle between where 56 and 121 turn off and Walmart.
Well, Beth just
'Cause
doesn't like
everyone
that
knows where
microphone, does
Walmart
she?
is. I'm sorry, it's just
Even-
it's invading my space.
Even easier, just we're south of Brahms.
Oh, okay,
And the high
yeah.
school on that same side of
Gotcha.
the road.
Gotcha.
That's the new part of Bonham. It's all
Yeah.
growing up over there.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. There's a what did I see over there the other day?
Starting to look like Sherman.
Yeah, it was something that it was something. I was like, oh, that's in Bonham now. I don't know. It was like a mobile phone provider.
Holiday
or
Inn
something.
Express.
Yeah, that's true.
That one shocked me.
Yeah.
Hey, there's that Holiday Inn actually right there. That's crazy. I'm like, is there really that big of a draw for
Yeah.
Bonham, Texas? But
I would
And when
say
you drive by there every morning, that parking lot is full.
I would say there is. I mean, I've driven through some small Texas towns where they rely on, like, I guess, oil folks moving in and out, or
Yeah, oil and gas isn't huge in Fannin County, though.
yeah.
You know?
You've
It's-
got pipeline.
yeah,
Pipeline,
it's more
maybe,
construction
or-
workers. Yeah,
Yeah.
construction.
The
type,
lake.
Yeah.
The lake. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's going to be interesting. Kind of curious to see how that turns out. Because I drove up there, I don't know, last summer or something, and I was like, whoa, this is big.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It is huge.
Kind of shocked me, honestly.
Anybody buying insurance for land out there yet, or any new purchases on lakefront property, or
That's kind of a gamble too, though,
this is
right?
like this
You
could
don't
be an
really know.
insight to the real estate deal.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
I was say prices are going up quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if you haven't had a chance, you should definitely take a stroll across the new bridge out there. I forget the road, but by the
897, I
Lanius-
believe.
by that Lanius Church. Yeah, 897. Pretty cool because it's just a bunch of open land, but pretty soon it's going to be filled with water. So
Yeah.
is it the dam
check
bridge?
it out. No, it's not the darn bridge.
Well, serious question: is the bridge the dam, or is it just a bridge? Okay.
Just a bridge.
Will it go over the lake?
Yes.
Gotcha. Is the dam going to be a bridge or drivable?
You know,
I
I
didn't know that.
because the dam is not so far away from where that bridge is, but it's a pretty good distance away from that, and I know they're not
Okay.
quite finished with the construction on that. I think on your drive home, Clay, you probably go by that construction.
I've scouted some dirt roads that end at that dam, and I don't think it's done yet.
No, it's not. It's actually
Yeah.
pretty incredible to go out there and just check out in the
Yeah.
first place because there's just so much activity out there. So many people there's food trucks that go down in there.
Yeah.
And sell food to the. Keep on moving it closer. I think I got it.
Don't eat my mic.
Give a shout out to the food trucks. You just mentioned food trucks.
Oh yeah. So obviously, shout out for the food trucks. There you go. But they're servicing them out there and helping them out. But it's pretty unique. It's a pretty special experience. And my property. I live in Monkstown, Texas,
Okay.
which is between Telephone and Direct. And you have to say Direct, isn't that right, Matt?
That's right, direct, not direct.
Yeah.
Not Direct, Texas. But yeah, I mean, it's coming along great. It's going to be a lot of fun once it's all done. And
I wonder what industry
there.
that's going to bring, like out there particularly. That's
What
going to be
do
interesting.
y'all have any insight as to what Bonham is going to expect in the next 5 years?
I don't know that I'm sure there is some insight out there, and I based it mainly off of what I read and what I saw. And the lake was, kind of a big draw for me to come to Bonham. I was an agent in Paris, and the management position came open in Bonham, and I did a lot of research, and I started looking at the lake project and the number of jobs that that lake's bringing in and supposedly supposed to bring in the next year or 2 years. Also plans for a 3,600 home lakefront property. Now, hopefully it all comes to fruition, but, I think it's a great time to be in our industry in Fannin County. I just...
people are coming, that's for sure. I mean, whether it's for the lake or for the water treatment facility here, I mean, there's a new home subdivision coming to Blue Ridge. It's like 2,000 homes or something. It's crazy. So it's not going to be small town Fannin County forever.
No, and just some secondhand insight. I had a conversation with a buddy of mine who's a realtor, Bonham Land and Realty, Russell Graves. His conversation with me was that they have allotted some money from the deal that they made to buy the land for it to go towards just recreational.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere in the $1 million range just for that.
That's cool.
So, I mean, it's going to be a big reservoir. It's going to be a big thing, but there is going to be some opportunity to have some fun and really enjoy it. So I think that's going to bring out maybe some tourism.
Yeah.
I know
something Fannin County could desperately need.
Yeah.
Right along my road.
Desperately.
Right along my road on 273, there's a couple of duck hunting facilities. One coming in right now that's going to be brand new, and it's a great duck hunting area.
Cool.
It's like the mecca of duck hunting, some people call it.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, there's going to be a ton of opportunity moving into Fannin County, especially revolving around it. Yeah, revolving around that reservoir.
It's exciting.
Wish I would have bought tons of real estate years ago.
Oops. In Ladonia.
Yeah, in Ladonia.
Yeah, if we'd all known that, we'd be sitting pretty right now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do though?
Yeah. Keep working.
Anything else, guys? Kind of winded down. Y'all got anything else you want to bring up, talk about?
I am kind of curious. So you said you came from Paris. What about the rest of you? I mean, you've been here for a while, Beth, right? So
I have. I've lived in Fannin County for 27 years now.
Okay.
So kids went to school here in Leonard.
Yeah.
I obviously worked in the Metroplex for a while. I
Sure.
don't know why that would be obvious, but I've been working in Fannin County for the
It
last
would be
6
obvious
years.
because a lot of times there were no jobs here. So,
Well, that is true. That is true.
so
That
you
is
were
true.
correct. Anyway,
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But I've really enjoyed getting to be here every day,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
And
Excited
getting
for
to
the growth,
getting to know more about the county I've lived in for 27 years and the people.
Well, that's funny because I was just thinking y'all were talking about direct and what was the other one?
Monkstown.
Yeah. See, I have no clue.
I've never
I mean,
heard of either.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, I've lived here a
I
good
find it
portion
funny
of my
that
life.
so close to telephone is direct.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
It is weird.
Collect is out there somewhere, maybe.
Probably.
Star
somewhere.
69.
Yeah. What about you, Corey? Where you from?
Well, it's kind of a long story.
Well, we got time.
Born and raised in Garland, Texas,
Okay.
G-Town,
Yeah.
land of the owls. Go Garland High. And then ended up in Paris, Texas, of all places, where my wife was born and raised, and that's kind of where we've landed. But the reason I know that the price of land is going up is because we're actively searching for a place in this county to call home. So looking forward to
How many acres you looking for?
either a little bit or a lot.
He's about to put a pitch on you.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's talk.
Let's talk afterwards.
Let's talk for sure. Yeah. But no, I've lived all around. Being a nurse, I did some travel nursing and actually lived in California for a time period. And
Where in California?
Orange County,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Laguna Niguel area,
Yeah.
the beach.
I lived in Central California for a while. Loved
Okay.
it. Yeah.
We'll have to share
Pismo.
some story. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. It was a good time. It was a good place to visit, but wouldn't want to stay there.
No. No.
But-
Especially now.
Yeah,
Goodness. Taxes. Awful.
absolutely. So that's my story.
Awesome.
Sticking to it.
That's it.
Do you
Sticking
do you
to it.
recall the cult in Garland back in the 90s? They were in like a backyard of some, track home neighborhood,
I
and
don't.
they thought because it was
remember that
Garland, it
either.
sounded like Godland. I remember this.
Oh,
Anyway, it was like
Kinda
not a
sounds
huge cult, but it
familiar.
was like a bunch of
Sure.
monk type cult.
interesting.
You sure this wasn't like a, King of the Hill episode or something?
I think it may have actually
based-
been,
Yeah.
and it was based on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's a very obscure story. I remember it when I was a kid, but never heard much about it. And then I think King of the Hill did spoof
Yeah.
it.
That's
David
Yeah.
Koresh actually went to Garland High School.
Did
of
he?
all things. Yeah. Fun
Wow.
fact, right?
Alright.
Not too proud of that.
They also had the shooting, didn't they? Was that Garland with a Muhammad
Oh,
contest?
yeah.
Yeah.
That will claim that one.
Garland's a little hotbed.
Yeah, we'll claim that one.
Yeah,
That was pretty
yeah,
quick.
the
Texas showed up on
The
that one.
terrorists got taken out.
Yeah. What about you, Clay? Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Texas. I'm from Itasca, Texas.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Wampus cat. If anybody knows what
I've heard the term cattywampus.
Yeah.
but
there you
Wampus
go.
cat,
There's a
I'm not
Wampus
sure.
cat. That's what I get all the time.
Hold
Either
on.
that or somebody
The
else.
Itasca Wampus Cats.
That's right.
Is that what
You
you're
got
saying?
it.
That's a mouthful,
You
right?
have
Wow.
nailed on the head right there.
Um,
We're known for that and for speeding tickets. So
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
if you're going down 35 to Waco, you're
Yep.
going to run into the Itasca Police Department.
Yep.
That's what you're going to
Did you know there's gorillas in Texas?
Or Kansas. Was it?
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Texas, for argument's sake. No, it was Kansas.
It was Kansas. Yeah.
I was thinking his
our,
mascot was.
our, our first episode. There was a comment about there's gorillas in Kansas or something.
Yeah. There's some Kansas high school whose mascot's a gorilla.
Yeah.
Which
Anyway,
was funny.
sorry.
Sorry, I had to say that for anybody who knows this
Weird-
show well.
There's one person out there going, ah!
yeah, weird mascots is a constant conversation when it
Really?
comes to Wampus cats. So
Yeah,
I mean, we get it all the
You're
time.
probably well versed.
Not as well as I'd like to be.
Wampus cats.
What is a Wampus
Is
cat?
it real?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
talk about Wampus
has
cats.
it.
Legend has it. I don't want to screw it up, but
Yeah.
nah, old Indian legends. I mean, you can take it for what it's worth, but some half human, half cat figure, mountain lion figure. There's all kinds of different versions of it.
So how did this
But
mascot
ultimately-
dress on the sidelines? It's
Yeah,
kinda
good,
fun
good
to know.
question.
What's appropriate for a podcast? We could talk about that.
I think if it's appropriate on a high school football sideline.
We just hit 40 minutes. We're safe.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
kids tuned out.
Oh, yeah.
No, nothing spectacular, but it was fun being a Wampus cat.
A cat suit?
Yeah,
Okay.
basic cat suit. I mean, it wasn't anything special.
Why are there so many tigers in Fannin County?
Oh my gosh, yeah, we are not original, are we?
No, I mean we've done this on the podcast before, but I want to do it again.
Yeah.
We've got Leonard, Trent, and Blue Ridge.
They're just like, what's the next town doing? Yeah, we'll be that.
Yeah, yeah. Leonard, Trent, and Blue Ridge. I mean, this isn't all Fannin County, but this area. Bland. There's some White, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Goodness.
yeah.
You know, that's all.
Tiger
I'm thinking
seems
of.
It's a
Yeah.
popular one.
Popular.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
lions and
Yeah.
tigers.
What's a
is-
ferocious animal? Tiger.
Wa-
Do that.
Wampus.
Yeah, Wampus cat.
Wampus.
Yeah. And Matt, are you from Paris or?
I am. I was born and raised in Paris, Texas, and then I went to college and started teaching and coaching right after that, and did that for 13 years, kind of all over the state of Texas.
Coaching what?
Football and baseball.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is that a state ring? What is that?
This is actually a Farm Bureau ring. Thanks for
nice.
asking.
Yeah. Do I get one when I sign a policy? Or?
Well, you don't get one when you sign a policy, but
You got to sign a lot of.
You gotta,
policies.
Yeah.
you gotta sell a bunch.
yeah, that's exactly right. What I say is we take care of a lot of people and you get a ring. So
Oh, okay.
Cool.
But no, closest I got to winning a state championship, we were 4 rounds deep, and,
Oh,
and I
wow.
was a head coach and baseball coach in Ferris,
Oh yeah,
Texas.
just
so
south of Metroplex. There.
that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, another town that's known for speeding tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Right off of 45.
And I
but
think
yeah.
they used to have right off of 45 on the west side. They used to have a
Driving range.
classic car. Like the guy had a bunch of old coupes
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
there.
no, that's right. And
It used to be
there's-
like antique.
there is a
Central or
driving
something like
range.
that.
There's actually a really nice golf course there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
but-
what Ferris is known for. Their driving range net.
yeah, that.
On
and
35
I-
or whatever, 45.
Yeah.
I used to hear the. Are you guys the one with the water tower there in Ferris? So, yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, I coached for 13 years all over. Started in Anna, actually, and went to Irving, and then down to Kerrville, and then Ferris, and I
Man.
finished in Paris, and then somebody pitched the idea of me selling insurance. I said, why not?
Sure.
So
Kerrville. I love that town.
beautiful area.
It is. Really
that
is.
hill
There's
country?
big deer down
Central?
there, yeah. It's west, kind of southwest hill country.
Where was Itasca? Sorry.
Oh, it's just south of Burleson and
Okay.
between Burleson and Waco.
Cool.
Probably the best
Yep.
way to describe that. Grandview Zebras.
Yep.
All right,
Wow.
there you go.
That's a good one, too.
5 minutes away from us. We have
Okay, now how ferocious is a zebra?
They can be,
They
I would
taste
think.
good.
They're really
What?
good in football.
Wait,
really good football team.
I was
right
going to say
now.
they taste good according to our third episode.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
We've discussed how zebra tastes.
Yeah, yeah.
And we were told it tastes really good.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
So that came out wrong. I'm sorry.
We haven't done this in a while, guys.
Especially if you don't know anything about the third episode.
We're going back and listening.
Yes,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
we'll find out.
So-
Yeah, we're going to edit this one.
yeah.
gonna-
Question talking about weird mascots. What's up with some of the names of the towns in this county?
I don't know.
You
That's
got, you know,
Tom Bean,
Tom Bean, Bug Tussle,
Bug tussle.
Bug Tussle, Frog Knot,
Frog knot.
Hail.
Hail. Yep.
Hail.
Hell's my favorite.
Hail's
Yeah.
out near Ladonia.
Speaking of weird mascots and weird names, Tom Bean Tomcats, they're the only Tomcat in the United States as a mascot. Just a little tidbit of information there.
Wow.
For you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't know
Also, another little bit of useless bit of information I meant to say this a while ago is Walt Disney actually had a bad conduct discharge from the military and took it upon himself to hire people with dishonorable discharges.
Wow.
I don't know what for. Maybe just hated the military life or something.
I knew there was a reason I didn't like Disney World. Maybe that was it.
No, you didn't like Disney World because it's overpriced.
No,
there you go.
It's the kids.
Yes, it's all the kids.
Be a great place if there are no kids. But the funny thing is, 20 years of my life, I thought it was Jim Beam. And it's Jim Beam.
Yeah,
Also,
Jim Beam.
20 years of my life, I thought it was Tom Beam,
Oh,
not Tom Bean.
there you go.
So yeah, I'm an idiot.
Can I get a Tom Beam and Coke?
We're playing Jim Beam tonight.
Yeah. Well,
District champs, Jim Beam.
They always win.
that's it. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all coming in.
We're not skipping anything. If y'all want to add anything, you're welcome to.
What's the best way to
One last pitch, guys. One last
this
pitch.
is it.
Let us give you a phone number.
Yep. Okay.
Plug it all.
903
903
583
583
8535.
8535.
Beth Tircuit.
Or Beth Tircuit.
or cell number.
Yep.
469-207-6471.
All right.
Down quick.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Instagram or Facebook or anything.
Hey, yeah,
Plug that
actually,
Facebook once again.
If you go to Facebook, and we really are trying to grow our following. I feel like we've got a pretty good following on there, but it's Texas Farm Bureau Insurance,
Fannin County.
Fannin County.
Because I think I actually had a hard time tagging y'all in my Facebook post from the summer because I wasn't sure which one to pick. You know, if
Right.
it's this branch or that branch or the
Yeah.
main page or whatever.
If you'll comma it and put Fannin County after that, should
Texas
come
Farm
to-
Bureau
Yeah. Got
Insurance,
it right
Fannin County.
here. Yeah.
And also just drop in and visit. We're obviously, pretty fun to hang out with, and always have coffee and.
I was about to say, you got
and
free water or
snacks.
coffee or
We
something?
have free water and coffee.
Cool.
And snacks.
And snacks.
Right
And
I like
we
coffee.
may try to sell something to you while you're there, but we may just visit with you.
Yeah. That's the name of the game.
Cool.
Awesome. Well.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out 903 Broadband once again for hooking us up with that Wi-Fi up here, getting the show uploaded quick, and all around being good people, customer service, all that stuff, man.
Never
Go
had a
check out
problem.
903 Broadband. We will see you guys later. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.